just as I expected. I cannot feel anything. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently roaming someplace and cannot find a way to escape. But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues. Just a few more. I need more guidance. The connection has been severed. With my strength, I'm not able to trace it.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leaves tracks everywhere.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in Anforius are we?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
Hand of Shadow.
Hand of Shadow Thanatos. Could this possibly be the Netherrealm?
Not Netherrealm.
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading downstream toward the Netherrealm?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it, deep within the tides, beyond the closed gates of the Void World. A voice, about to recount something.
But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged by the Council of the Seven Sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye. Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time. Nothing more.
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thelesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever.
So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Yes, I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Circe's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Circe's question and reclaim my body.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life. Why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
But I can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right. Give me all that I need, and I shall accomplish this grand feat on your behalf.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages, I will spare no efforts fighting for the rights you deserve. Go. Establish your own school of thought.
The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. I felt as though I was still on the battlefield, and the person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is, and death is, but a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival.
This was the last time I followed her command. I gently touched the elderly woman before me. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. I gasped for air, a wistful look in her eyes, and a barely perceptible tremor in her fingertips. Elder Amunet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying the beliefs of the Idonians, and when death finally came, she embraced it exactly as their doctrine had taught. I have nothing but respect for her. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. Then, I set out once more in search of Thanatos. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. Life finds meaning in death. The world improves because there is an end. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it, some worship it, and some even revere it. How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. Then, I started searching for it. And now, at the end, I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can do more than taking things away. Can I make anything? Can I leave anything behind? On the day that Orynyx's trial ended, you must have had many questions. I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. And it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me, it wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take. Nothing. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality, just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal despair. Anything I wish to hold on to, death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until Orynyx laid bare the cruel truth before us.
Well, this is some high-quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth, Did you get all this through that Aranova gimmick?
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
Well, I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much money?
Payment for doing work. You're worth this much.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself very clear.
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never approached the demigod of trickery for running away. But I need you right now, so don't turn me down.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not hearing any sincerity in your words. Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble head to me.
We lost Trian.
Oh.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castoris and help her fulfill her lifelong wish.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castras to her death. And you want me to die with her.
This is Castoras's own request. I have never seen her so determined.
She brought this up herself? You're not pulling my leg.
She's also made up her mind to leave her confused past behind. As will you, Cypher, when you finally make up your mind.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castras remains pure as driven snow. She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you, with your one foot in the grave. I ain't as optimistic as you about what she'll want to do. Tell you what, why don't I take this room of treasures as a security deposit, and we make a bet?
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do. Return this deposit to you, plus giving you another room full of treasures. How does that sound?
You sound like you have all the confidence in the world. In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions. I hope you're prepared to lose it all.
We finally finished it! This is what Lady Treeby once mentioned. The gift for me that you didn't manage to finish.
The Holy Maiden of Janus. Even when separated by life and death, their thoughts are still connected.
Trian spent a lot of time drawing this. Trian hopes that little Cass likes it.
Seriously? It's seriously a wonderful drawing. Lady Trian.
This is our flame chase journey.
Little Cass, we don't know what your journey was like before. Treeby has always said that it must have been a very harsh and frightening journey. But little Cass no longer has anything to fear now, because everyone is here with you in this flame chase journey!
That's right. Only now, when I see Lady Trian's gift, do I realize that I've already obtained so many things I would never have dared to dream of since I embarked on the flame chase journey. It's the first time I've gained so many companions. The first time I picked up the hobbies of crafting and photography. The first time I had dinner with someone else. The first time I went to the market to buy the Chimera doll I'd liked for a very long time and hugged it to sleep. The first time I wore a dress personally made by Lady Aglaya. The first time I went for a walk with Lady Treeby, Lady Trian, and Lady Trinan. The first time I enjoyed the night breeze and looked up at the stars with Miss Hyacinth. The first time I took care of Dromesis with the Trailblazer. Looking back at all these experiences I never thought were possible, it feels as though the scales of my life had shrunk from centuries and decades down to minutes and seconds. And all of them are so precious. I took countless photos in the past, but they're all black and white landscapes. I don't have a single one with friends. If I had known, I would have taken more pictures.
Styxia, the pearl of the ocean, plagued by unwarranted calamity and ravaged by death in the fairy tale. It was the first city-state to shift their faith towards death even before Idonia did. From where you stand now, I suppose that's a bit hard to believe. Right?
Indeed. I cannot imagine that those from the era Chrysia, blessed with eternal life, could ever yearn for death.
I have pondered the same question, child. But I am afraid there is no clear answer to it.
Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. That's how someone once explained to me why death is necessary to the world. But I still can't take that as the final answer. Would a world without journeys and epics be worse off?
I take it the one who spoke this line was a general, or perhaps a warrior. I, however, did find some inspiration in these words. Would you like to hear my thoughts, Castoris?
Please enlighten me, Lady Amunet. Though I have already made up my mind on how to handle the authority and core flame of death, your words might truly guide me toward the path forward.
You and I are neither warriors nor generals. Therefore, journeys and epics cannot truly resonate with us. But what if I reframe it like this? What if love is not a trait bestowed upon mortals by Nestia, but a blessing from death?
Love.
No one ever invented the word cherish in the era when life was eternal. For all the good things in the world could be revisited endlessly, and every bond formed carried no risk of being severed. The so-called era Chrysia was an age devoid of both virtue and sin. People did not truly live. They simply existed, going through the motions without passion or purpose, then waiting for something to happen. Perhaps the people of Styxia chose to embrace death not out of fascination with its cruel and fearsome side, but instead became fixated and obsessed with the impulses and desires tied to a finite existence.
Therefore, death is not a thing of fear and desperation, but...
Indeed. The demigods that bear the core flames eventually become the new titans at the world's end. Remember what happened on the Holy Mountain? Calypso, Naias. As their destined ends approached, one by one they left this world, leaving only the twins, who are fated to succeed death. Unfortunately, while their journey is consistent with ours, you and Calypso, as well as Nikador and Naias, act as supporting evidence. I can only come up with a rough sketch for my theory of a cyclical history. For all the pains I took to reach this point, I had already lost hope of ever obtaining definitive proof. After all, the past is in the past. Proving that we are the legacies of heroes of the past is a hopeless endeavor. That is, until I met a girl named Polixia and her sister. If Castoris was truly sent from the past to the present for the Titan's self-serving reasons, then having lived through 2 cycles, and with Styxia as the pivot, she will no doubt be the link to connect all of this together. If the Twins of Death can bridge 2 cycles to reunite at the shores of the Sea of Souls, then my hypothesis will no longer be just a hypothesis. And you too will get the answer to your question.
You are... Well done, child. Just as I foresaw, you have achieved great things.
Teacher.
What a twist of fate. A blasphemer raised in the doctrines of the Venerationists. It's like a foal kicking its mother in the belly after taking all her milk.
I respect you immensely, sir. But
you cherish the truth even more. So, child, do not be troubled by the criticisms I have borne. Do not let those voices hinder you as you forge ahead. As the sage of the Venerationists, I am duty-bound to oppose you. But, as your friend and mentor, Anaxagoras, I say, go forth, for the truth is already in your hands.
I will keep that in mind.
Go now, child. Your lonely pursuit is about to welcome a new chapter. And when you reach the end of this journey, may we meet again with the truth before us.
You have my word, sir. May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
May Circes safeguard your thoughts.
I knew you could do it. Your soul is still perfectly whole. As if some kind of force is trying its best to keep it together. Is it Ornyx's final blessing? Or is it a miracle of your own? It's truly incredible. Such a strange surge of familiarity. So hard to describe. Perhaps it is fate, once again fulfilling its own design. Or perhaps it is the laws from beyond the sky, so familiar to you, that intertwined our fates long ago. It seems that this is the riddle which cannot be solved anytime soon. The sensation of becoming a demigod is truly wondrous. It's as if the river of souls is winding its way through the depths of my spirit, transforming with each breath into a fine rain that nourishes the world. Do you recall that prophecy? At the end of the sea of flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I promised you that I would do everything in my power to give it another meaning. Now, as I stand as a demigod and destiny draws to a close, I can finally end it in a way that is as beautiful as it deserves. The wish I once sought, but could never grasp, is now within reach. In this brand new world, every blooming life will lift its arms in celebration and recount the profound meaning of this very instant. Every touch, every embrace we share will never again be an ice-cold loss. They will radiate with an intense warmth, sowing love far and wide